So, you want to be a real estate investor, but where do you start? How do you know what information and sources to trust? That's where I come in. I'm Jonny Cattani, and this is the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. Hey guys, real quick, before we start, go to investwithcattani.com and download my free ebook, Is Commercial Real Estate Recession Proof? Now to today's show. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Jonny Cattani, and I am joined today by the man himself, Charlie Wessel. Charlie is a fellow Raise Master and founder of Cordell Capital. Charlie has also founded and managed several successful companies in the Charleston, South Carolina area. He's been involved in multifamily and commercial real estate in one aspect or another since 2006. Active investor since 2016, he set up Cordell Capital to bring private equity to investment opportunities. We provide conservative underwriting and extensive due diligence on our investment opportunities to make sure we are taking the most conservative approach to investing and building wealth alongside our investors. Currently, we own 486 stores in the multifamily space, total of 38,825,000 assets under management. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Like I was mentioning before, always stoked when I can have fellow Raise Masters on. Let's start at the very beginning, though. What led you into this space?
I was a general contractor for years and years here in Charleston, and I ended up selling that company. I was just tired of it. I was doing it for like 12 years. I had little kids. I was away from them all the time. So it was about 6 years ago that I sold that business. We had some rental houses. That was no fun whatsoever. Just going to be a real pain in the butt to be scalable, and I didn't want to scale. So anyways, I talked to a couple of buddies of mine. They were commercial brokers, and they were like, hey man, multifamily housing, it's safe. There's a housing shortage, and this was in 2016. The housing shortage just keeps growing and growing. So housing shortage, it's safe bet, everybody loves it, and it cash flows. So yeah.
Awesome. I love that. We were, again, talking off camera. You obviously focus primarily on the capital raising side of things. How did that come to be? Did you start as an operator and hated it, or?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we underwrote deals for about 1.5 to 2 years. We came in best and final in a handful of them. We were awarded one deal, and that fell apart in due diligence after about 10 grand worth of due diligence. And I was like, you know what? I got buddies going out and they're doing deals, and I know them already, and I know they're doing good deals. I'm going to go bring some money into their deal and see if I can't help out with some of the investor relations, maybe a little bit of the due diligence. I still got my contractor boots somewhere in the closet, but they look like golf shoes. They're all made by FootJoy. But so I I just said I'm done chasing brokers. And so I'm going to go raise capital. And somebody asked me to actually, what it was, man, is somebody actually asked me if I would be willing to raise some money for their opportunity. And that's when it kind of clicked. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll go raise some capital for your opportunity. What do we get over here? And we worked it out, and it was fair. And my investors love it,
Absolutely. Where has that investor base primarily come from over the years?
In Charleston, South Carolina. All you guys out all over the U.S., we need you to reach out. My buddies and my parents and my aunts and uncles, friends and family are running out of money quick. Driving. But you know what? They're all making really good money on the investments. They're doing well. We keep them updated every month, and it's fun, and they like me taking them out to play golf all the time and buying them cool stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I mentioned that my sister's moving out there, so I'm definitely going to get out there and we'll connect. I'll come out one time for golf and then another time we'll go duck hunting. So
I'll have to meet, dude. We'll have to meet in Arkansas. There's no more ducks.
absolutely.
They're all
Arkansas is on my bucket list.
that's
So
real.
is that kind of what led you then to Raise Masters? You're kind of tapped the friends and family and looking to grow your network.
Yeah, yeah. And we've been doing it. I mean, we've been posting steady on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We even post on Instagram. My VA does. I don't even have Instagram on my phone. So if you comment back on Instagram, my VA takes a screenshot of it. She sends me a picture. She's like, "Hey, what should I tell back?" And I hit her a quick, message back. But yeah, I really should try to figure out Instagram. My wife does it, but I just don't do it. I do LinkedIn and Facebook. So we've had this big presence out there for just over a year now. And it just kind of goes to show that it really does take time and effort to get that out there. I have noticed that, we post on Facebook every day and on LinkedIn every day. We get comments and some likes, but I just went to the daddy-daughter dance like 2 weeks ago. And, something like that is, that's going to blow up on Facebook. I really didn't expect it to do anything on LinkedIn, seeing how that's kind of more of a business presence on LinkedIn. It just took off. I mean, I had so many people that were like, "Oh, that's the greatest thing ever." I was like, "It's the greatest night of my life." I got twin 8-year-old girls. And I got a 12-year-old son and been married 20 years too. So I'm going to start posting more stuff about my family and, doing some personal things on there besides just, rah, come invest,
Absolutely. There's something to be said about that because really it goes back to the know, like, and trust, right? So they really, before they're going to give you any money, they're going to want to know who you are. And if you can kind of give a glimpse into your life and who you are as a person from social media, that's going to kind of, mitigate that initial barrier from the start, which is, kind of what I found because for me, social media was always personal. And now I'm like switching to business and I notice some people are like, what the heck, So there's kind of a fine line there, I think.
Oh, dude, the picture of your black lab with sunglasses on. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, listen, if you have a dog and any of our listeners, you have a dog content always wins. I had a video my girlfriend took of me and her dog, and it got 10 million views on TikTok.
Yeah.
Went super viral, and it's literally just me and him just laying there. So dog content wins.
And I got a Brittany Spaniel, and I tease people, I tease my family a lot too. I'm like, the prettiest Wessel in the house is June. That's this is the most gorgeous dog you ever seen in your life. She will not. I sent her off to hunting school, and she will not hunt. She will not pet. The guy calls me up after 3 months. He's like, "Man, you got a great house dog."
That's too bad, but you know what? Listen, we'll take it at least, right?
Oh, dude, she's awesome. Sweetest dog ever. Sweetest dog ever.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, I mean. Dogs always win. Like I know all my neighbors' dogs. I honestly couldn't tell you most of their names. So like I know the dogs' names, but not the people's names. I even know them by their bark now. So, that goes to show what dogs can mean. So obviously a lot of things changing in the marketplace. Talk about some of the markets you're in, if you're in more than one, and some of the things that you're doing now to kind of account for some of the changes.
Yeah. So what we are doing is we are branching out. We have 152 units in Georgia, 148 units in Columbia, South Carolina, a 66 unit in Greensboro, North Carolina. And you think that's a little small, right? And that was kind of under our radar. Most of those kind of get bumped off because it's under 100 units. John, this thing has crushed it. I mean, crushed it.
The 66?
66 units. It was a value add. We found a rock star property manager in the area who just wanted it. I mean, it's a mid-rise. It's kind of retro looking. You know, it's cool. It's full of skinny jean people. And
What vintage is it?
it's built in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
And but it's right, you know, you can throw a rock and hit a Starbucks, and so yeah, you get, you know, another buddy of mine has like an avocado toast test. He's like, how far do you have to drive from it to go get a piece of avocado toast? a real hipster type area.
The millennials are moving in.
They are, yeah, they're moving in. So, you know, that one has crushed it. We've only owned it a year and a half, not yeah, just over a year, and we're just getting offers left and right on it that are just unbelievable. Now that is due to where we're at in the market as well, but it's also due to location. You know, we bought in the right location.
Absolutely.
But we just closed on 122 units in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I had investors saying, is that even in this country? I don't even, come on. It's Des Moines, Iowa, right? Somewhere near Field of Dreams or somewhere like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes. Just to confirm to our listeners out there, if you have not heard of Des Moines, it is in this country. It's the capital of Iowa. Is that correct?
Of Iowa. It is the capital of Iowa. And the demographics, man. Listen, we check demographic studies like crazy. I mean, we do so much due diligence on these properties. It's not even fun. Even as the capital, or even as somebody who's bringing capital to the deal. I mean, we still do all of our own due diligence and this stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not walking every unit because I'm not going to walk every unit. I trust my operators who are there. We do walk some units, but I'm not walking every unit. So that one just checked all boxes. You know,
I love it.
Wow.
Was that with Logan?
It was with Logan Freeman. Yeah.
Yep. I figured.
And so, you know, I've known these sponsors for a while.
Right.
We have a raise that just started last week, 506B. So I'm just going to stop right there. But it's also, you know, I mean, it's a great, I mean, we check all the boxes. We're in it.
Absolutely. And once you kind of establish that, you know, obviously establish that it's an experienced operator, you know, then you can start doing deals with them, and your due diligence process isn't quite as arduous.
Yeah, our due diligence process on the first ones are pretty extensive. I mean, I talked to several brokers in the Des Moines market that didn't have anything to do with the deal. And they loved talking about it. They were like, oh, yeah, no, we know that deal. Yeah, it's a great deal. Yeah, it's that deal there.
What are some of the economic drivers there? I don't know anyone who lives in Des Moines, to be honest with you, but
tech is moving out there. You have, you know, a lot of the West Coast guys are coming in. Now, it's, from what I understand, it's really cold. So, I mean, I'm from Charleston, man. I am not, you know, really cold does not sound appealing to me.
no.
But, you know, it's a cool spot. It's a cool place. You know, it's blowing up. Population growth, job growth. Like I said, all boxes checked. So.
Awesome. I love that. So obviously you kind of alluded to it. You're a capital raiser, but in order to stay compliant, you are part of the GP. So kind of talk about, you know, you were mentioning offline some of the things you do, kind of talk about those now, you know, some of your duties so that you're always compliant.
Yeah, to stay compliant is something that is very, very important to me. You know, we have Zoom meetings every month with operators. We have calls with the property managers of the property. It's not something that we do all the time, having a call with the property managers, but you know, maybe once a year, I like to have a call with them. We definitely call them before we invest in the opportunity. And then we handle all investor relations for one of our opportunities. I'm always, you know, reaching out to the operators to get a little more info than they like to send. So that way I can kind of bang out an email from time to time to our investors as well. Kind of a once a quarter thing just to keep them all updated on where we're at. And this is not, you know, just from our operator that we've partnered with, but this is actually from Cordell Capital. I have a lot of guys that are like, why should we just go directly to this particular operator?
Yeah, definitely touch on that.
Investing with you, because we don't do a fund of funds. So, we're specifically into each deal as a syndicated, as a syndicate. So what we bring to the table is I bring diversity through different markets. I bring diversity through, different operators. Some of them are vertically integrated. They have their own property management companies. Some of them, like the one that we have in Greensboro, I mean, those two guys, I've known them for a long time. They're actually from here in Charleston. And since we bought it, one of them moved to Virginia, the other one still lives here. But they're just brilliant guys that know how to run the business plan. And they came to us and said, we would like for you to raise all the capital. And I said, got it, of course. So I called about two more buddies of mine. We came in, formed another LLC, raised all the capital, brought it in. And, I got a lot of tentacles out there, the people that are good people that I stay in contact with, that I know, and, that I meet at IRREC and a couple other conferences. I really don't do the conference tours anymore. I do a couple. I do the Raise Masters one. And from what I understand, I missed a heck of a time in Colorado.
At BEC, yeah, you did. We definitely took over. The Raise Masters crew took over, as you would expect, right?
Yeah, I know. That'll be on the schedule next year because I haven't been to that one. But I don't know, man. I just know a lot of really good people in this space. And I'll be honest with you, I have not met many not good people in this space.
Fair.
We were all very focused on helping people out.
Yes. Really, nobody wants to do a bad deal.
No, nobody wants to do a bad deal, but we really want to help these people out. I mean, that's what it's almost like most of the people that we meet, it's not money driven. It's helping people out. Now, do we get paid? Yeah. And we'll make a lot of money doing this, but it comes by helping people out.
It's good to the investors. In fact, the investors get paid before we do. So.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
So you kind of touched on it, being able to get a lot of tentacles out there, which is really my approach as well. I mean, I am working on a ground up development deal for self-storage here. And if you would have told me 6 months ago I'd be doing that, I would have told you were crazy, because I was like, no, I'm only raising capital, but things change. However, I do like that approach because you are able to leverage all the experienced operators in all the best markets. So what are some markets you're keeping an eye on, and kind of talk about your market due diligence?
I mean, we're now, we're helping out with Rob Beardsley. I mean, he's solely focused in on Houston.
Yep.
I love that guy because he knows everybody in Houston.
Yep.
He's got his own property management company there. He is just a solid guy. I've known him for a while. I actually interviewed him for like a webinar thing like 2 years ago or something like that. And, we just kind of hit it off. So he's great. I just met up with him in Columbia, South Carolina here a few weeks back. He's just a good guy. So I like to tag with good guys. I'm flying out to St. Louis here in 2 weeks to go hang out with Logan and Lee and all the guys from FTW. We're going out there to play golf. I'm going to try to leave them with a little bit of money on the course, but no, I'm up.
No way. Take it all.
Yeah, I'm going to take it all. Lee played golf in college, though. He's good.
Oh, boy. I didn't know that. No wonder Logan hired him. Just kidding. Lee's a great guy.
But yeah, so
he's like, yeah, he's my investor relations / golf coach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's all about relationships, man. I'll be honest with you. Life is about relationships.
Absolutely.
Your wife, your kids, your business, your friends. It's all about relationships.
So you're more focused on the operator, and then you'll kind of follow them wherever they go.
Oh, we bet on the jockey. Absolutely. I mean, we still underwrite the horse though. You know, we definitely underwrite the horse, but the jockey is, I'd say, you know, a good 75 to 80% of it. And then, you know, because these guys are not gonna, you know, they don't want to lose their investors' money either.
Right.
I mean, I tell every one of them, I'm like, hey, I can lose my money. I can't lose their money.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know? So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. That's so true, right? And once you've established that relationship, as we talked about earlier, you know, you'll kind of follow them wherever they go and kind of trust that. And again, you know, no one wants to do a bad deal, but really what it comes down to is, you know, making sure their underwriting is conservative. You know, even some of these markets are scary, and you could probably, I don't know about now, but you could probably confidently ride in a 10% rent growth. In Phoenix, you could have easily, for the last 3 years, you could have rode in a 10% rent growth, and that would have been considered conservative underwriting.
Conservative, but yeah, that's still not what I want to see on the underwriting at all. Phoenix, okay, I don't mind seeing 4.5 there.
Right.
You know, and that's even outside, you know, I don't, you know, just you can plug in the old school numbers, man. 3%, you know, I mean, that's okay with me.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And then obviously, you know, the debt side of things, as things are starting to change in that aspect, paying attention to how they're setting that up is going to be very important moving forward. Especially, you know, if I feel like if you don't have at least a 3-year hold in mind, then, you know, for me, at least personally, that's a red flag.
Yeah. And one of our operators right now is underwriting to 3-year holds, but it's always very pronounced that this is a either sale or refi event.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's super important. Awesome. Well,
you can't wait to buy real estate though. You know what I mean? You can't wait to buy.
No.
It doesn't matter what's going on with the economy. You can't wait to buy real estate. You got to buy real estate and wait.
Absolutely. If you're sitting on the sidelines, this is your wake-up call to get in the game.
Yeah, I told a guy today, if you bought in 2006, market crashes in 2007, guess what? But if you sold in 2011, you still doubled all your investors' money.
Yep.
I mean, you know, so it wasn't that, oh, I bought right at the peak of the market. No. Just hang on to it for a minute. You'll be all right.
Absolutely. And that's why financing in this stage is so important, because you need to be able to, you know, you might ride in a 3-year hold, but it could turn into 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so as long as you have everything in place and you're set up correctly, you're not over leveraged, you're going to be just fine. Yeah. And even if you're doing this as single family homes, you're going to be just fine. Like it just, you know, that's what's great about this. And listen, even the stock market comes back too, but there's so many incentives in real estate that I'm slowly liquidating all my stock positions and going full steam ahead.
I have none.
I don't blame you there. I was a stockbroker for a long time. I know how that world works, and it's made. You want to know proof that money's made up? Go play in the stock market.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, we're running up against time here, but I do have 5 questions I ask all of my guests. It's the final 5. Question number 1 is, what's the best advice you've gotten from a mentor?
Keep doing what I'm doing. Seriously, keep plugging along. Don't stop. Just keep showing up to the office. Keep working. You're doing the right thing, and it catches steam.
I love that. It's so true. Momentum is such a huge thing in this game. What is it about your career that makes you feel like you're fulfilling your why?
Me playing in a charity golf tournament last Thursday, played in a charity golf tournament on Friday, Saturday, and I played in another one yesterday. And this week is my kids' spring break, and me and my son will play golf probably twice this week. and he's 12, and he beats me.
Wow.
So yeah, having the freedom to go and do that, and we gave back at every single one of those tournaments, and that's huge to me. Is giving back to our community here. Yeah, it's playing the golf tournament. Yeah, I love playing golf. We had a good time, and I brought other new guys and stuff. But we gave so much back during those tournaments as well. So giving back, spending time with my family. Those are the two biggest things for us.
I love that. It's so true. The freedom is pretty amazing for sure. What's your favorite non-real estate or investment related book?
You know what? Here, I just started reading it. Screw Tape Letters. Dude, that is a good book.
C.S. Lewis. I don't think I've heard of that book. What is it about?
I hate to even explain it because it sounds kind of weird. C.S. Lewis is basically a Christian author, so this is not. But Screw Tape is like one of Satan's demons. I told you this is going to sound really weird, dude. But he's writing letters to the big boss, to Satan, and he's telling them about how they keep losing the war. And how, these people's hearts are, it's a great book, John. You'll like it.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That's flying, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. No brainer there. I mean, flying. I love that. Awesome. And last one, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you and learn more?
Cordell Capital. Cordell is spelled Cordell Capital.com. Or you can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm always on Facebook, LinkedIn. And that's Charlie Wessel, Wessel, 1 L.
Awesome. We'll link that in the show notes. Charlie, you're the man. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking time out of your golf schedule. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. Listen, I know it's cliche and you hear it all the time, but please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video is coming out. Even though this is technically a daily podcast, you know it's coming out the next day. We have a ton of content coming your way. So please like and subscribe. It helps a ton. Leave comments. Would love to know what you guys think. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much.